There we go. Here we go. I think we're good to go. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Monday. Oh, I can hear myself good. Okay, starting over. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. I recorded this a little while ago and it screwed up. There was no sound, didn't work right. I made kind of an error. So anyway, it was great, the best one ever, and no one will ever know. So I deleted it, starting over. This will be a bit shorter. You'll probably be happy with that. All right, so welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Monday, March 30th, 11:32 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. And it's an interesting day. It seems like pretty much the whole world, the whole market, everything is waiting for the Fed to come up with their interest rates on Wednesday. If it's 0.25%, great. If it's 0.5%, 5%, maybe not so good. Anyway, who knows what's priced in? If you're doing your trades right now, market's kind of sideways, but like I say, Wednesday's going to be a make or break day. It would not surprise me if we wake up early on Wednesday before market open and see a dump or a rally begin. I'm kind of holding off on my Bitcoin trading sort of until then. I do think we oftentimes do see a rally or a dump previous to the uh, previous to the market opening. Oh no, before the market opens. Anyway, sorry, no camera today. Just having some trouble with it in general, having technical problems in general today. So anyway, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. So we're gonna come down here real quick. I'm gonna start something up again here that I had open before. I'm gonna open it again so we can take a look at it. And all right, let's check it out. Let's rock through this today. BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. And looking at the crypto universe in squares this morning, as you can see, in general, most of the squares are red. That's just kind of how it goes today. BNB just barely in the green. Now, Solana up 2.17%. I kind of like seeing that. I did see SNX was up this morning. Yes, SNX is definitely making a bit of a move. We'll look at that before we check out of here. So anyway, crypto universe in squares, kind of red today. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly right now, it's up $1 billion in the last hour. It's at 19.2 billion for Bitcoin trading explicitly. That is really not bad at all for trading volume. Looking at Finviz here for the S&P 500, Dow and the NASDAQ in general, they're all struggling to be up today. Dow right now is up 0.88%. NASDAQ is at 0.16, S&P 500 0.65. Looking at the chart today here for the S&P 500, kind of breaking it down. In general, it's green or just barely almost green for whatever reason. United Postal Service is down 1.8%, Microsoft down 2.97%, and Amazon down 2.17%. Anyway, what's now? Software now. Service now. Okay, down 1.93. So in general, most people are in the green or just barely in the green or coming in at zero or got a couple dumps there this morning. Don't know why Microsoft and Amazon are down today, but well, they are. So that's just the way it goes. Sorry, guys. All right, looking at Bitcoin coming in at 28,000 right now, 28,099. I like seeing that. Looking at the top 100 in general, kind of in the red. SNX looking pretty good. We'll check that one out before we get out of here. SNX Synthetics Network is looking pretty darn good. If Bitcoin continues sideways, even if it gets a little bit of an uptrend, would be even better. Maybe we'll start to see these guys turn green. But right now, definitely a sideways day in the market. Top 100 alts are in general in the red. Looking at where'd my one cool big chart full of fun go here? Where's it at? Yes, blockchain education, check it in over there. Yep, can hear me? Good. All right. So where'd my big chart go that had all the cool stuff on it? Where'd it go? Here it is. Now, let's look at the market like this. Dollar strength index today definitely taking a tumble. It broke below the 314 moving average. And to me, honestly, that is a wonderful thing. The weaker that dollar strength index, the more crypto in the market can pump. So this pump we had last week definitely was devastating to the market, and it's been dumping ever since the dollar strength index, that is. So dollar strength index has given up this upwards trend, so we can just delete that. And now it's back below the 314 moving average on the daily, well below the 200. Good. Go back to how it came from. So U.S. oil spot a green candle today after taking a beating towards the end of last week, but only a very, very slight green candle. We'll see how that kind of rolls. S&P 500 in the green today, definitely challenging that 200 moving average. We'll see if it can close above it or get above it this week. That would be just great. Bitcoin bounced up that 200 moving average a couple days ago, broke above the 314 moving average, and it's been a rocket ship to Pluto ever since. So S&P 500 definitely dumping, Bitcoin pumping. Interesting dynamic. That's not usually the case. Gold, big old rally, but today we definitely have a Darth Maul doji, so we'll see what happens. Gold maybe topping out for a topping out its run for a moment, but check it out though. Gold doing some pretty powerful stuff here. I like what I'm seeing. If we look here, boom, it did make a higher high, so that's pretty darn awesome. Looking at the big picture, I think gold is back in action. So gold, right on. I like what I'm seeing. Gold, that's really making it happen. Good. What else can I say about it? Silver broke below the 200 moving average on the daily a little while ago. That wasn't so great, but basically it's broken back above the 200 moving average, broken above the 314. Looking like gold in general, just not quite as powerful as a chart, but both gold and silver are above the important moving averages today, and that's wonderful. Bitcoin's kicking ass. S&P 500 is making a rally. DXY is crashing back to hell where it came from, and U.S. oil spots beginning to make the slightest of slight little rallies, quite possibly. So we'll keep on rocking here. Bitcoin here in the 45-minute chart, we're starting to see some energons this morning, so that's good. In general, Bitcoin has just been sideways. This is a 45-minute chart. I'm going to kind of do one of these just to show this is the idea. This is kind of what I'm seeing. It's right here. It's just ranging sideways, in my opinion. That's what it's going to do probably until Wednesday. We'll just kind of see an action that looks, something like this. And then come Wednesday, we're going to see pump or we're going to see dump. But I think it's to some extent, it's waiting for that. So, but that's fine though, because if we look at where Bitcoin is sideways right now, this is a powerful thing. We have some nice sideways action going. We're on the 45-minute chart where we are cruising above that 200 moving average down here. That's the white one. That's really awesome. Look at the 4-hour chart. We're cruising above that 200 moving average. That's just wonderful. If we look at a this is a weekly chart. The MACD is nice and positive here on the weekly. I like that. You can see a nice move. Many people do mention the 21 weekly EMA. It seems to be a strong moving average that people do like to note as far as being above or below, being bullish or bearish. So anyway, we are above it, made a nice bounce off of it. Last week was a powerful green candle. Today, this week so far, we're kind of starting out. We'll see what happens, which way it's going to go. But MACD would predict probably we're going to keep on cruising upwards. You can call this a low here. Then you can kind of call this a higher low. And you could even say higher high, and you could say higher high, and you could say higher high. So maybe on the weekly chart, you could kind of, if you wanted to be extremely optimistic, put on your happy pants, you could almost do something like this. Oh, whoa, that's not what I wanted. Sorry about that. Let's spread this out here. Yes, on the weekly, you could do something like this. Put your happy pants on, and you could almost call that an upwards trend on the weekly. All about what's going to happen next. Are we going to continue up, or are we going to be, is it going to be like just find support on top of this and then keep on going, or are we going to end up having to come back down and then go back up? We'll see what happens. But anyway, one way or the other, a powerful positive. Nice to see weekly upwards channel forming there. I definitely like it. Looking at the daily chart, this is a beautiful thing right here. Daily chart, powerful MACD, powerfully positive, moving up. I like what I'm seeing. Let's go back to here for that. As you can see, Bitcoin recently did 200 moving average bounce in the daily, got back above the 314, and it is just cruising. In fact, it's pumping so hard in the daily, it's kind of getting far from this red moving average there, which is the 8 moving average. So it means that it's really, really pumping. So today, starting out, it's kind of a Darth Maul doji here on the daily. We will see what happens. Definitely wiping those shorts, wiping those longs. That's kind of what happens. There is a lot of derivatives going out there. And as a matter of fact, let me actually fire this up. Sorry, things kind of went wrong today. Let me fire up my derivatives again. Where is that? It's right here. That's liquidation data. I want to look at that. We also want to look at this. Okay. All this is over at bitcoinleader.com. You can click over there. It's got more for you there. Liquidations right now, 10 million. Last hour, last 24 hours is 178 million. That's kind of high. Usually you're going to be about like between 2 to 5 billion tops on the hourly. And we're kind of high right now, and really under 100 billion is what I like to see over 24 hours. If it's not the case as far as rect goes, as far as liquidation goes, it means the market did something rather unpredictable or unpredicted, or people are just trying too hard to long and short. So right now, people are trying kind of hard to long and short and getting wrecked unless the market did something just suddenly a big move. Looking at the 20 top exchanges, all ramping up, definitely going in the green, positive volume last 24 hours. Derivative 78 billion, up 47% last 24 hours. That to me is great because 50 billion is good, 60 billion is better, 70 billion is an incredible day. We're almost at 80 billion. But one thing that can happen when you get a lot of derivatives, you get a lot of longs and shorts stacked up. I think we all know what tends to happen. The exchanges, they don't want to cover that, so they're going to wreck it. So be careful. Okay, we already know how these guys are doing. The top Bitcoin, the top 100 Bitcoin is coming at 28,128. That's a bit of a move up last hour. And that's probably what's causing a lot of those liquidated derivatives. So here we go. Top 100 in general in the red, except for SNX. We'll look at that one before we get out of here. Once again, as we were looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin's doing. Here's a big deal for me. Bitcoin on top, S&P 500 on the bottom. S&P 500 making a move back above that 200 moving average on the daily chart. I mean, we all like seeing that. Let's see if it can actually close above that. That'd be wonderful. S&P 500 definitely needs to not do this flaccid ranging between the 200 and 314. That's never very positive to me. But in general, so I'm kind of watching the S&P 500. I'm very, very happy. It's trying to get above that 200 moving average. We're seeing a bit of a rally here. I like that. If it finds support above that, if it closes above that, all the better. Let's see if we can get some nice purple candles like we had before and get some energons going and get back above that 314 moving average. But anyway, S&P 500 showing a bit of a rally, but no, something that we have not seen for a while, or maybe ever. Who knows? S&P 500 kind of trending down, you know. And then, of course, look at that. Bitcoin trending up. So Bitcoin bounced to the 200 moving average where the S&P 500 could not do it and went below it. Still kind of working on getting above it. Bitcoin bounced to that 200, got to the 314 moving average, and it's kind of a rocket ship to Pluto right now. So really, we're seeing a difference. These two should kind of usually match. We are at an unprecedented and unique time. Something definitely worth noting, I think. So Bitcoin, basically just checking it out one more time here. Let's go to like a 4-hour chart here. I mean, it's just looking really good. I like what I'm seeing. Nice upwards trend above the 200 moving average. Beautiful. Let's see what happens. But like I say, I think we are going to see a bit of a sideways ranging action until we find out what's going to happen on Wednesday. Looking at the indicators here, the squeeze indicator on the 4 hours, we get into trend down. Directional index is trending down. No great amount of volume coming in right now, even though it would show that there's a good deal of trading volume, like 19 billion last 24 hours. I'm not sure. Maybe that might be over the counter stuff. I'm just not seeing any great big spikes here, but I'm kind of seeing rather low volume actually. So anyway, there we go. Bitcoin sideways, waiting to see what happens. And in a way, kind of looking at like the S&P 500, NASDAQ, and the Dow, these are kind of sideways today too, really. So I do think that in general, we're waiting for the market to. We're waiting for Wednesday. That's pretty much what the market's doing. That's pretty much what Bitcoin's doing. Pretty much what crypto is doing as far as the top 100. I wanted to mention Monero because this is more of a high octane speculation kind of a thing here. So to definitely trade this how you would usually trade it by your own rules there. But I am noticing that. You got your 45-minute chart here. You got your squeeze index beginning to turn positive. Your directional index starting to move towards a positive direction. ADX on the way up. Some volume coming in this morning. Definitely, it's doing some weird stuff here. Let me actually nix this. I was playing with the 250 moving average to see if that kind of matched where it was going down to, because it's kind of coming down and bouncing. It did bounce a wick off the 314 moving average, so that makes sense. But if you look where it's kind of moving here, like the bottom of this channel, It's not bouncing off the 314 of the 200, 45-minute chart. Just interesting. I mean, why is it bouncing there? Who's playing games here? That does kind of match just the hourly chart a little bit better, but it seems like somebody is definitely playing this one here. There's people playing games, I think, with this one. These bounce spots are really like unique to me, where it's bouncing like that. So anyway, just thought I'd just mention this one here. You can see it broke the 200 moving average. It did not make down to the 314. It's just behaving strange. I think that there's like I say, I don't want to make this like Bitcoin conspiracy daily view, but XMR versus USDT, I tend to notice that before Bitcoin makes moves, I kind of get a feeling watching the volume and such. I sometimes wonder if this is a place that big money, or maybe even like not super big money, just hundreds of thousands, or people who are playing with millions, whatever. I do wonder sometimes if they kind of rotate in and out of this a little bit when Bitcoin's getting ready to make moves and they know about it. It seems like maybe being a privacy coin is a place where they can kind of cover their tracks. So anyways, just watch Monero. I like what we're seeing. It is an upwards channel. It's bouncing in like these two here. Like, why'd you bounce there? What if we do something like this? Let's say I go to, could it be something like this? Let me actually fire this up here. Let me go to a 4-hour chart to smooth this out. If I was to do a Fibonacci sequence here. Maybe it's bouncing on that. Let me get rid of this. Sorry, I don't want to hold you up. I know watching TA can be terribly boring sometimes, but just what's this thing doing? So it's kind of riding that 236 fib level if we look at it like this. Anyway, guys, just want to watch. I'm just getting kind of my spidey senses are tingling when it comes to XMR, Monero, basically. Just keep an eye on this one. It's beginning to get a little bit sparky. And as you can see, it has these nice moves like this, these nice little V's that it does, and it's kind of doing one right now. How much more juice does it have in it? We'll see. If it was to go up to the, from where it's at right now, if it was to make its previous high, that's about like 3% from where it's at right now. So anyway, not overly exciting, but XMR, watch XMR. I just got a feeling it's worth taking and keeping an eye on, because like I say, I think before, like we have the interest rates being announced by the Fed, and it would not surprise me if between now and then we see money kind of flow into XMR to kind of cover its tracks out of Bitcoin. Just wild conspiracy theory, I know, but just watch it. I've been kind of watching over time. Watch the possibility of there you go, candles by Sam. We just got 3 bodies of these candles all in a row, perfectly stacked. So just keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on it. It might be where the people in the know start to move into Bitcoin. Anyway, move out of Bitcoin. SNX, USDT. Look at it on KuCoin. I like what I'm seeing here. Yeah, this guy is probably only just getting started. It's been sideways for quite a while, riding that 200. Found a little bit of energons to move off of it. Green's squeeze indicator, directional index looking good. ADX is kind of low. Some volume coming in this morning. 45-minute chart, but I'm not really seeing like no really powerfully. Well, I'm looking for my higher lows. There's a higher low. There's a higher low. Then there you go. Then it kind of blew it. Now it's sort of higher, equal high. There's really no higher highs happening at all. Actually, I mean, there's sideways. I mean, it's just trending sideways. It definitely is kind of nice if you're getting in and out of the right spot. I mean, you can kind of see where SNX is kind of doing one of these things here, where if I look at it, if you were able to hop in at the right spot, you can kind of see how it's going sideways. So I mean, you got this beautiful sell zone up here and this buy zone down here. So maybe it's kind of in its sell zone actually right now. And it'd be kind of interesting to look at this on a 4-hour. It's a 6-hour chart. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. I've got my Keltner bands tuned to the 4-hour chart, and look at that. There you go. You can almost kind of take a little peek here, and you could see where Um, yeah, kind of an interesting Keltner play. You can see where, here it was time to sell. Then, of course, here it was time to buy. Would have been time to sell here. That would have kind of burnt you. But anyway, if you did sell there, you still would have been in profit. Let it run, comes back down. It's in the buy zone. So right now, I think I'm kind of waiting for this guy to come up here, and we'll see. It's in kind of the sell zone right now, but who knows? It might have some upwards, momentum to it. Anyway, but that would be also at the same time, that would kind of be breaking the trend of previous highs. It would have to really kind of do a bit of a breakout here. So I'm not really too excited about SNX as far as making it much further. But if you're watching it and it does start to retrace, with what SNX has been doing recently, it might come back down here, back into that sweet Keltner buy zone, and then move again. So anyway, 4-hour chart, Keltner, definitely not Keltner bands is a good way to play this one. Anyway, if it makes a 200 moving average bounce on the 4-hour chart, you're definitely looking at a good buy zone there. Anyway, with that said, like I say, thanks for being here, Bitcoin True Seekers. I really think that Bitcoin's going to kind of continue a bit of a sideways, maybe a slightly upwards move, until Wednesday. I mean, right now, what I'm looking at, it wouldn't surprise me looking at the 4-hour chart if it comes back down to this support level and goes back up. And I think we're probably going to be sideways as we move into Wednesday without any big without much happening. But Wednesday morning, pre-market, be ready, be watching, because we'll probably see a dump or a rally. And then once those numbers are known, you'll know what position you want to be in. Are you going to be long Bitcoin, or do you want to be short Bitcoin? All right, everybody. Thanks for being a Bitcoin True Seekers. Thank you for being a Bitcoin True Seeker. Sorry, I can hardly speak this morning. And I get my camera working for tomorrow. And remember, for every Bitcoin Social you own, you give it to a globalist. You mess up a globalist day. So take care, and I'll see you tomorrow, Bitcoin True Seekers. Keep stacking those sats. Every Bitcoin Social you own is the ultimate vote towards a positive science fiction, glorious future for humanity. And that's what I'm about. I'm glad you are too. Thanks for being an optimist.